What is going on, guys? Zuggyfishing here, back to you with another video. Y'all, today I'm here with a buddy named Tucker Smith, and today's going to be an awesome video, a little like interview slash conversation about something crazy that happened in Tucker's life recently, and we're going to talk about what happened, how it happened, why it happened, and everything along those lines. Appreciate y'all for clicking on today's video. We are almost at 17,000 subscribers, which is absolutely insane, and I appreciate all the support. So if you're new, hit that red subscribe button and like this video and check out my channel. I'll also leave Tucker's information linked down below, his TikTok and his Instagram page, so go check all of his stuff out, linked in the description. We're gonna get into today's video, and if y'all don't know who Tucker is, he is a sophomore at Auburn University, currently on the Auburn University bass team, and he won a tournament, a little tournament, right?
Just a little
one. Just a little one. And today we're gonna actually talk about it, get into it. I'm gonna ask him some questions. He's gonna give us through it, and this gigantic check behind us can possibly give you a hint about what we're going to talk about today. It's crazy. It's one of the craziest fishing stories I think I've ever heard in my entire life. So we're gonna get into it today. So Tucker, give the audience a little background about who you are and just basically who, what, when, where, how kind of thing. Not with the tournament yet, just who you are.
Yeah, so my name's Tucker Smith. I grew up in Birmingham, Alabama, fishing around there on the Coosa River. And that's kind of where I got my roots started. My grandfather and my uncle got me into fishing. And, from then on, I went to high school and fished in high school and, started on the team as a freshman. And my sophomore year, I was, fortunate enough to win a national championship in high school. And then I repeated that 2 more years, junior year and senior year. So I won 3 national championships in high school and was able to be named high school All-American twice as well. So it was a crazy ride in high school. Yeah, in high school, I was looking at colleges to go fish for, and Auburn was definitely one of the big ones on the list. I had a few other options with other smaller colleges. And I talked to Logan Parks, and he said that he would fish with me if I came to Auburn. So he was kind of the one that got me, looking at the team. And I actually went on a tour at Auburn with my dad. And we've always been Auburn fans, so it was pretty cool to come back and check out the campus. So, I saw the atmosphere. It was an awesome college experience. And also the fishing team is, one of the best in the country. And
number one.
Yeah, number one. And that where it's located in the country is, you can't beat it. It's centrally located. There's lots of diverse fisheries, all in an hour away from you. You've got 3 river systems an hour away from you. So you've got your Clearwater spotted bass, and you've got your big largemouth on Lake Eufaula and stuff like that. So, that's one of the biggest reasons I chose Auburn, not only because of the fishing, the college experience, but like the friends you make too. And everybody on the team is a close friend of mine. So that's something that I cherish a lot.
Heck yeah, dude, that's what I'm talking about. It's been a great experience thus far, especially from the Instagram pictures from all the tournaments and stuff along those lines. And Tucker makes some cool TikToks too, so go check those out for sure.
Check out my Instagram though. I'm verified on that.
Just got verified. That's insane. That's crazy to me. So Tucker, why we're here today, and I'm kind of be talking to you and the camera at the same time, but y'all, today why we're here to interview Tucker is because he won the tournament from Bass Pro Shops with the biggest payout, correct me if I'm wrong, the biggest payout in tournament history. Is that true?
Yeah,
that is true. Okay. So, and this check behind us, y'all, demonstrates how much money he won. And if you can't read it in that corner over there, it says $500,000. And maybe in another video we'll get his partner, who was also obviously fishing with him, who won. And they won $500,000 plus $500,000, which equals $1 million. So it's absolutely insane. So Tucker won $1 million from a bass fishing tournament, which I still think is absolutely unreal. So Tucker's going to take us along that whole journey. He's told me before, but we're going to get a fledged, full-out story and what's going on and just the whole details with that. So let's get into it.
Yeah, so I started, me and Logan went to South Carolina, Lake Wiley. We had a college tournament there. My dad had called me and Logan and asked if we wanted to get into, a last chance qualifier for the $1 million tournament. We were like, sure, let's fish for $1 million.
Might as well, right?
Might as well. And so we were like, all right, so, you had to get drawn in to fish the qualifiers to even be able to fish the championship. So you had to get drawn into those. We made it. So we were in South Carolina. We made it into the last qualifier, which was at Bull Shoals. So we finished third at Lake Wiley in South Carolina. We slung an ear on the prop, and we had to go to Kentucky to Matt Robertson's house. We got an extra prop from him.
That's insane.
And so then we went all the way to Bull Shoals. We figured something out with a day and a half of practice. We finished 13th there. I think we had like 14 something pounds.
Okay.
And we had half a day of practice at the championship because it was only a day after that.
Right.
So we're like, all right, we're just going to try to do the same thing we did at Bull Shoals. We're going to go out deep. We're going to try to find some bait fish. We're going to try to find, the fish under the bait balls. That's how we were catching them.
Right.
On a Demiki style bait.
Okay.
And so we ended up going to Table Rock. We got a half a day of practice, and we found some fish. We graphed all day. We didn't make a cast.
That's key in tournament fishing nowadays, right?
We were looking on the graphs, and we did not make a cast in practice. Just because, when you understand your graphs and you know what you're looking at, you don't have to make a cast because you know they're there.
Mm-hmm.
And so we went into the day one of the tournament, kind of as a practice day as well, but you'd basically have to find the fish on the graph, and you would actually put the trolling motor down and fish for them at that second, just because those fish were moving so nomadically through the water. They're just chasing bait out in the middle, so you really had to just find those fish and fish for them at that exact second. So we had 13-something day one.
Wait, for those who don't know, where was the tournament and at what lake?
It was at Table Rock. It was the Bass Pro Shops U.S. Open. So, that was the national championship we made through the qualifier.
Yes, sir.
And so we went to that one, and we had 13 pounds the first day. Second day, we had 13 pounds. And the last day, we knew we had to smash them. We were sitting in 8th place, but the last day, they zeroed the weights.
Yes.
So it's any man's ball game in the top 50. So we knew we had to catch a big bag. And we went out there. We fished till about 10 o'clock. We had one fish, small one. We saw some birds diving on the water. I really think it was a sign from God. There was some birds diving. We pulled over there, and it was 15 pounds in literally 20 minutes.
Crazy.
So just reeling them in.
Right.
There was so many fish in this one area, and we just plucked every single one of them. They were all 3+ pounders.
Great.
We came back to that spot the last 30 minutes of the day, and in the last, I'd say 10 minutes, we caught two spotted bass that were over 3 pounds that put us at our winning weight. We won by 3 ounces, so that was
crazy.
Yeah, we went back to the weigh-in. We didn't think we had enough to win, because there had been another 17-pound bag the day before.
Right.
We get back to weigh-in, and the guy that's actually weighing in the bags, there's a guy coming down the dock weighing our bags to see which order we need to go in for the weigh-in, to kind of get a rough estimate of who's got a big bag. So they usually put the heaviest bags at the end of the weigh-in line. So we were second to last at the weigh-in line. So we had thought we had lost. We thought we got second.
Yeah.
Which second was still $200,000.
That's insane. It's literally crazy. Imagine $200,000 just for second.
Yeah.
All right, continue.
And so we knew we had some money in the bank no matter what happens.
Right.
But we really wanted that win,
Right.
And so we got up to the scales. We weighed in 1641, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
And that last guy came up, and they were talking to him, and it felt like eternity just waiting up there.
Yeah.
Trying to get him to weigh the fish in. But I was peeking over at the scale, and the scale said, I think it said 1618 or 1620 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And at that moment, all craziness broke through, and all the emotions came out, and the confetti went up, and they handed us the trophies, and Johnny Morris and all the legends were all around us, and we were just crying on their shoulders, man. It was unbelievable. The amount of just so much emotion coming out. It was crazy. Our families were in the stands, and just looking at them, seeing how happy they were. Yeah. It was pretty special. So we won that, and we also won 2 trucks and 2 boats to go with $1 million. So
crazy. So what emotions were you experiencing during when you saw the weight and you're like, do I have it or not? What was going through your head? What was happening?
It was honestly just shock, because you see the scale, you see that you won, but
Right.
it really just doesn't register in your head.
Right.
It really took like 2 weeks for it to register in my head that we actually won. Like I was waking up from dreams thinking we didn't win,
Yeah.
that it was just a dream. But just to be actually be able to win that tournament, it doesn't happen. And you know,
Right.
the way that we made it there, I couldn't say anything but other than God. You know,
Right.
And the way that we
That was gonna be my next question.
yeah, the way that we slung an ear in South Carolina and had a day and a half of practice at Bull Shoals, the last chance qualifier of the whole year. Then we get half a day of practice for Table Rock,
Right.
figure out a winning bite,
Yeah.
birds dive, we
Yeah.
pull up, catch the winning weight. Like, it just doesn't get any much better than that.
Dude.
And, like, it was a God sent thing, and I truly believe that.
I couldn't agree more. And y'all, for those of you who watched my channel before, y'all know who I glorify in my videos, and that's God. And Tucker literally said it himself, you know, God's plan, and to trust him, and he got them $1 million, and that's what they prayed for, and that's what they received, and that was in his plan. And that's something I show a lot through my videos, and I strongly believe in that forever, because I wouldn't be here without him. So next question I have for you is, if you're okay with sharing this, for those who fish Table Rock Lake, what tactics did you use for this tournament?
Yeah, so basically I was using, which is called a Demiki rig.
Yes.
I learned that technique from my buddy Joey Nania. He's a local pro in Alabama. I
Okay.
grew up fishing with him. He kind of taught me the ropes of bass fishing.
Right.
He kind of taught me that way of fishing, which is the Demiki rig. It's basically a jig head. We were throwing a 3/8 ounce. We were throwing like a 3-inch, fluke style bait
Right.
on the back of it.
Right.
So just white shad colored, and it looked just like a shad. And we would see him on our live sonar. Aaron Martins, he was a huge mentor in my life, and he taught me that frontward facing sonar.
Okay.
And dialed me into that. So we used that sonar to find the fish, and we actually threw the Demiki rigs over there and twitched it over their heads. And the water's so clear, we probably threw at 300 fish you could see on the graph.
Right.
But we got about 30 of them to bite.
Crazy.
And they were the right ones.
Dang,
So-
dude, that's absolutely insane. So just that quick little, seeing the fish and then pitching them. Do you think that's what separated you from second and first place, was finding that stack of fish right there?
Yeah, I think so, and I think being able to understand the graphs and reading
Yeah.
the graphs was huge, because you really have to see how the fish reacted. If the fish are not biting your baits, if you're seeing them swim away from them,
Right.
then you got to do something different or throw to a new one. You just got to cover as much water as you can, and that's what we did. We just
Yeah.
covered a bunch of water.
That's awesome. Now, those who, by the way, absolutely insane. Like I couldn't imagine was going through your head and all that kind of stuff, and being where you are right now. But those who are watching this video who aspire to be tournament fishermen, to participate in a high school, a collegiate level, or stuff in the future, what is your best advice for them? And what should they do, and how should they approach that to have these big goals, like possibly this one day?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up fishing with my grandfather. I grew up fishing ponds.
Yep, me too.
That's how we started. And I've always had a love for fishing. And the biggest tip I can give you is not only to fish as much as you can and get as much time on the water as you can, but fish what you're comfortable with and what you're confident in.
Nice.
You see all these videos of people throwing these big baits, different kinds of baits, and you want to go try it. I mean,
Right.
Go try that bait and get comfortable with it. But you do that in practice. I mean, tournament time, I like to throw what I'm comfortable with.
Yep.
And what you're going to get a bite on.
Mhm.
And if you fish with what you're comfortable with and what you're going to get a bite on, you're going to do so much better than trying some new stuff that you haven't practiced yet.
Got it. Yeah, for sure. That's really good advice. So did you actually, before you qualified, right? And then you said you only had 1 day of practice. Did you honestly,
Half a day.
half a day of practice, did you honestly think from the bottom of your heart, going into the tournament from a half a day of practice, that you were going to be remotely successful?
No, I mean,
Yeah.
I really did not think that we were going to be able to pull it off.
Right.
Even when it happened, I didn't think we pulled it off.
Right.
Just because of the magnitude of the tournament that it was,
Mhm.
it seems impossible to be able to win a tournament like that with that
Biggest
kind of
payout in tournament history, right?
It does, yeah. I mean, it's
even with all the pros. Yeah.
I mean, it's just unbelievable that, you know, to be able to go out there and to be able to compete and to be able to actually pull it off, it's just, you know, life-changing. Yeah.
Unreal. $1 million. Isn't that crazy? And a truck and a boat, too.
Yeah.
That's
Me
insane.
and Logan both got a truck and a boat to go with it.
That's crazy. And y'all, we may have Logan on in another episode, but we'll see. But that's crazy. So talk. Probably the people want to know what this is in the middle of both of us right here. And just explain to them what this is right here and what this is about.
Well, I mean, it's the U.S. Open National Championship trophy. It looks kind of like a coffin. It's so big. But yeah, it's pretty cool. We got this little dude riding this bass right here. He's wrangling right now. But yeah, and then we've got the check, $500,000.
Crazy.
It was actually crazy. They actually handed us a real check in our hands for $500,000.
Seriously?
Both of us, and that was just
unreal.
It was like
dude.
you just held that piece of paper, and you're like, I don't want to be holding this piece of paper right now. It's so much
crazy,
money,
dude. That's insane. Well, you got the hardware for sure from the tournament. Hard work equals big results like this. Winning this tournament, going after into, what are some things that you just simply learned from the tournament in terms of different characteristics and character traits of who you are as a person, who other people should be, and how you should go about, you know, fishing tournaments, and how this could relate to bigger life, you know, situations. So what are some things that you learned?
Yeah, I would say, you know, not really like, I mean, kind of a life tip would be, you know, always be prepared. That's something that I've learned the most, is being prepared, because in college you're by yourself.
Right.
Fishing, and like this tournament we were by ourselves fishing, traveling around the country, and you know, it's better to be prepared than not be prepared.
Sure.
We've learned that through trial and error. You know, but also just traveling around the country with your friends.
Yeah.
You gain friendships and memories that you're never gonna forget ever in your life. I know me and Logan, just, you know, being on the water for that tournament was such a huge memory for us, and then being able to win it, that's something we'll be able to tell our kids and our grandkids one day. So the memories that you make mean the most to me.
That's awesome, dude. And I just feel like, you know, it really just shows how hard work and not giving up, even when you had a half a day of practice and, you know, you come in and end up being successful, how really to persevere and not give up. I think that's definitely what you learned. You feel that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I totally agree. I mean, that's awesome. Absolutely insane. But you got some hardware, you got $500,000, and a beautiful background of baits coming over here that we set up for a quick minute to do this interview. But this is Tucker Smith, and he is I'm sure an inspiration to some of y'all if you've seen him on social media or the TV winning this thing, and definitely some great advice that he gave today through the interview, and I think that's exceptional, especially if you are a young angler, high school, collegiate, whatever it is, that wants to do something in the future with fishing. Definitely some great advice here from Tucker to help you acquire that knowledge and that information in order to be successful in the future. So this is Tucker Smith. I appreciate you being on today's YouTube video. And it's crazy, dude. I'm still in shock, but I appreciate all the amazing advice and tips and the story that you give. Y'all, Tucker's stuff will be linked down in the description, so please go check him out. He's almost at 10,000 followers on Instagram, and he just got verified. It's crazy. If you want $1 million, like, it's insane. So go check him out, link down below. But I appreciate y'all for watching today's video. If you're new to my channel, subscribe. All my stuff will be linked down below. Appreciate y'all for watching. All glory to God in the name of Jesus for this video. Be positive, just fish.